The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York has charged Bankman-Fried with 8 counts of fraud, money laundering, and other financial crimes. Bankman-Fried, who stepped down as FTX's CEO in November, also violated political contribution laws by donating to candidates and committees in New York under another person's name. Sam Bankman-Fried pleaded not guilty at his arraignment in Manhattan court. He was ordered to steer clear of his FTX exchange because of recent suspicious activity. Federal prosecutors told Kaplan they were seeking the restriction due to potential red flags involving virtual wallets on the exchange that had been accessed since Bankman-Fried's arrest, and they need time to investigate. Quote, "While we don't know whether it was the defendant who made these transfers, he did at one point have access to these wallets," end quote, Assistant U.S. Attorney Danielle Sassoon said in court. SBF's lawyers contended that their client is not the one moving the crypto around and claimed they notified the government of the situation. Quote, "None of these are me. I'm not and couldn't be moving any of those funds. I don't have access to them anymore," end quote, Bankman-Fried wrote on Twitter on December 30th. SBF linked an article from Cointelegraph in the tweet, which reported that crypto wallets associated with Bankman-Fried's hedge fund were transferring assets out. As we previously covered in the SBF bail video, there were 2 individuals who also helped sign the bond prior to his appearance. His lawyer sent a letter to the judge, saying Bankman-Fried's parents in recent weeks have become the target of, quote, intense media scrutiny, harassment, and threats, including communications expressing a desire that they suffer physical harm, end quote. As a result, the lawyers requested that the names be redacted on court documents for the 2 individuals who were lined up to sign Bankman-Fried's $250 million personal recognizance bond. He was released with electronic monitoring about 2 weeks ago. SBF has been living at his parents' California house since his release on bail. Another thing we discussed in the previous video was how we found out SBF has donated millions to political parties. Recently, the White House admitted that SBF visited to discuss pandemic prevention and general information on cryptocurrency industry.
Good.
Thank you, Karine. Last week's visitor log release showed a most recent meeting between Sam Bankman-Fried and a White House official, Steve Ricchetti. In this case, this was his 4th meeting of the year. I'm wondering, given this first briefing since then, if you can give us any sort of summary of what has been discussed in Mr. Bankman-Fried's meetings with the White House over the course of the year?
Yeah. So let me give you a few rundowns here. As we've previously confirmed, as you know, I know you're following this very closely, these meetings included Steve Ricchetti and Bruce Reed. The meetings focused on pandemic prevention related to Sam Bankman-Fried's foundation and general information on the cryptocurrency industry and crypto exchanges. Look, the administration has been clear about the need for Congress to take action when we talk about addressing cryptocurrency. The president, as you know, released an executive order on this topic just last March. And the president released a framework for protecting consumers last fall, and last November, Secretary Yellen renewed this administration's call for Congress to take action. So, as you know, the White House regularly engages with officials from a range of industries and sectors, including leaders in business and labor and nonprofits. Again, this meeting with Sam Bankman-Fried was focused on pandemic prevention related matters and cryptocurrency and crypto exchanges.
When you were last asked,
general information.
Thank you. You said that you couldn't comment on whether the president has any view about whether Democrats or Democrat-aligned groups should consider returning some of the donations Mr. Bankman-Fried made. I'm just circling back on that to see whether that's still the case.
Yeah,
he has no view on whether this money
that is
should...
still the case. I don't have anything to share or any change of my comments that I've made before on this.